worldwide to rethink aging and live with renewed purpose. A graduate of Harvard University with a PhD from New York University, he taught for 18 years at Valencia College before launching a new chapter empowering others to embrace possibility at every stage of life. A top 100 finalist in the Top Speaker Tournament, Dr. Dan blends wisdom, humor, and authenticity to deliver one powerful message. It's never too late to dream bigger and live bolder. He's from United States of America. So we are so privileged to have you on this Global Virtual Summit, Dr. Dan. So please go ahead with your presentation. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Did you just say that? And you gonna are you just telling me what you're gonna say, and then you're gonna say it again, and I'm gonna go on, huh?
Yes, please go ahead.
Oh, I'm on now.
Okay.
Yes. Well, hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm delighted to be here to talk to you, and I appreciate your presence and attention. Let me start out with a little housework guidelines. First of all, there's several reasons why you're here listening to me. One is if you're I'm 86 years old, gifted with vitality and energy, and that's what I'm using. If you're a senior in your golden years, whatever that means to you, especially if you have transitioned to an assisted living or an independent living facility, that's a transition in itself. For the last 18 and a half years, I've been going around talking, speaking to those people to empower them to live their lives fully with joy, fulfillment, and on purpose. If you're pre-retirement, it's even better if you're here to learn about creating a living legacy. There's no better time to start than now. So let me begin with that. Okay. Um, I've been talking, as I said, to senior communities for a year and a half or so. And recently it came to me that could I do just a little bit more? Is there something missing that would inspire them, get them off the schneid, stop just watching TV and taking naps and so on? And you know what? I recently woke up from a dream that was so powerful, so intense. It was early in the morning. I was in a cold sweat and my heart was pounding. I jumped out of bed and ran to my computer and I typed it in because I don't remember my dreams. Okay. So when I woke up later and went to my computer, it's talking about something called a living legacy and how to create it while I'm alive that can make a difference in my life and a lot of other people too. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. What is a living legacy? And how do you make one? Because I'm doing it now. Later on in this talk, I'm going to give you the name of a tool that's really elegant, sophisticated, high technology, but so simple to use if you really want to create your living legacy or part of it. One of the reasons what I'm here doing this is because there's almost an epidemic of resignation amongst the senior community, especially those who have transitioned to senior communities. They've left home, their neighbors, and so on. And I want that to stop. I want them to know that the best is yet to come and they can make a difference. And they do. And that goes for you as well. So those people in assisted living facilities get to hear me talk to inspire them for that. This is my latest new talk. Because I've learned that I'm significant just like you and everybody else. We have a purpose. I've written a book for seniors, but it's for anybody, called Living with Purpose. If you go to my website, www, it maybe it's posted, .danielrubin.net, you'll find out all about me and my book and my blog. Because your life does matter. And you still make a difference. Your golden years are really an opportunity. You get better with age if you want to. Creating a living legacy is going to improve your life, your health, your sleep, your relationships, especially your relationship with your children and, more importantly, your grandchildren. So there's three things I want you to take away from this. The first one is, believe it or not, your children and grandchildren want to know more about your life. And if you don't think so, trust me, they do. I didn't have the benefit of that much contact with my grandparents. I can't tell you much about them. Same thing's true of my parents also. They were of a generation that just didn't talk about themselves much. But you can, and I hope you will, dispel this myth. And ideas like growth stops when you're old. You're not productive. You can't learn anymore. You can't do anything. You're just kind of putting in time. Well, it's not true. Your legacy is going to be an opportunity to know that also. So let's talk more about what that is and living life fully with joy and fulfillment and not just purpose. It's one thing to know what your purpose is, and I hope you're curious or already know. In the foreword to my book, I make a point of saying there's knowing what your purpose is and being on purpose. This is me being me on purpose. I know why I'm here and what I'm going to tell you. The how, not so much. It shows up from time to time. Okay. But I'm here to tell you that your golden years, your senior years, whatever you want to call it, when you get old, it's not the end. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of really telling your story. Excuse me. So let me ask you, here's a question for you to reflect on. Has there been anybody in your life, especially when you were younger, who did something, said something, told you something that turned out really important? Could have been a parent or grandparent, a teacher, a clergyman. Think about that. Was there someone when you were younger that really made a difference in your life? It wasn't just what they said, it was the examples they gave you, sharing their wisdom. And some of it has stayed with you throughout your life. You still remember. That's exactly what a living legacy does. You still have it. It made a difference in your life way back then, right? So maybe it's obvious what living life fully is with joy and fulfillment, but it's not something you just do casually. It takes, and there's some courage involved. For some people, it's like the hero's journey. There's challenges, but there's also fun and enjoyment. And there's two parts to this living legacy. One is the benefit to your children, grandchildren, and future generations by creating information now while you're here. But the other, equally important, benefit is for you, because you'll find out when in creating one that you really are significant, that you matter, that you make a difference, and you're uniquely qualified to do that. No one else can be you any more than no one else can be me, fulfilling my purpose. I'm going to throw in a little thing about irrelevant to this talk, but I recently, as a result of a hospitalization, have acquired a new, very simple, short mission that I want to share with you. And maybe I can't see you, but my new additional mission to empowering seniors is to make people smile. It's so simple, it's so much fun, and I just have to show up. It's part of my living legacy. Okay? If you have questions or comments, you can put them in the chat. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to take some time at the end here to respond to as many of you as I can. And that includes, if you really want help doing this, you can reach out to me. So we've covered a little bit about living life with joy and fulfillment. This smile of mine is about it's gratitude. This is a gratitude moment for me, being here talking to you. And I hope that makes a difference. That with all I'm saying, something will grab you and go, okay. So let me tell you what happened. I woke up from this dream about creating a living legacy. And it's like I have a wonderful son. And I guess he's psychic or something, because a week or two after I got this idea about creating a living legacy and making that part of my talks at senior centers, my son gifted me with a tool that makes it so easy. And it's a high-tech tool. I'm not sponsoring or selling or anything. I'm just telling you about this because it can make a difference if you want to create a living legacy. You could do it by journaling, just by being out in the world, acts of kindness, spending time with your children and grandchildren, especially your grandchildren, telling their story. So the three things I want you to get are, they do want to know, creating a living legacy is one way to do this. And third, there's tools available. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about one right now. It's called Memento. It's high-tech artificial intelligence and audiovisual functionality, but so simple and easy to use. And the subscription my son gave me, I have a year to create it. And I've already done 60 or so videos and added pictures to some of them. And in the end, he's probably going to create a book. I'm going to have the videos. And my daughter has already asked me for a jump drive with that. So simple. And there are 3 ways you can use it. And Mementos gives you topics too that are quite relevant to sharing your life and your wisdom and your insights. And my son has kicked in a few. And I've created a few. And here's an example of 1 or 2 of them. The first one's called The Smell of Donuts and Fresh Bread in the Morning. Have you any idea what that means? I had a paper route when I was 11 years old. $22 a week, man. I could go to the Saturday movies, buy 5-cent root beers, play pinball games. And I had over 100 customers on my paper route in Pensacola. Pensacola, Florida is a native Floridian, home of the most beautiful sand beach you've ever seen. But I don't do autographs anymore. And anyway, the place where I got my papers delivered in the morning to fold them and get on my bike and drive around and throw them. Carl's Bakery in Pensacola. Do you have any idea what a bakery smells like at 4 o'clock in the morning? Fresh donuts and bread. That's what it smells like. The donuts were 3 for a dime, and I always got at least 3 and a quarter milk. Yeah, I got lots of stories like that, and there's going to be stories about my children, my grandchildren. It's and it's so easy. That's what I like about it. That's what I like about my new mission to make people smile. It's so simple. I just show up. Anyway, if you have questions or concerns or want more clarification about this, put it in the chat. And there's a Q&A in the chat, I think, to do that. They didn't tell me, excuse me. Have I just been talking for 9 minutes? Wow. Well, let me elaborate more on this living life fully before I go out into mementos, or I'll come back to it. I think I've told you the essence of it. You could get one of your children or grandchildren to get it for you as a gift. It's probably, in my mind now, one of the most powerful and awesome gifts anybody could give to anybody else. And I'm so grateful to my son. Because as I said, I've got over 60 of these little stories that my kids are going to want to know. I hope. I'll tell you one more since we got plenty of time. There were topics on my parents. My mom was a great baker, good cook, very into public service, ended up getting in the arts, ending up getting an honorary PhD from Florida State for her civic volunteering activities. But nowadays, fruit of all kinds is available all the time. Back then, the summer was when you got Bing cherries. We didn't have TV. One night, I remember often my brother and I, my father, sitting in the living room after dinner. I don't know what, we'd listen to the radio or something. And my mom would come in holding this bowl of fresh Bing cherries. And the look on her face, the smile, that it was like she was so proud to be being a mom for her family. That's what she looked like. And she always took one of those cherries and ate it before she handed us the bowl and said, enjoy. That's just one little vignette about my mom. Her chocolate icebox cake was out of this world. I got a story about that too. She made this chocolate icebox cakes. You'd gain 5 pounds just walking by it. You had to get it in little slivers. So, lady fingers around chocolate. Anyway, like a big chocolate mousse. There's the living with purpose aspect to all this. The satisfaction you get from doing what you're supposed to do. And believe me, many years ago, I got this idea. My mantra is that I'm a worthy man, loving and trusting myself, and sharing my heart with the world. What I do now as a speaker, it's my 4th career. What I do now as a speaker. Prior to that, I was teaching online at a local community college, biology and medical terminology, part of my legacy. 4 or 5 thousand students went by me. Some of them, I think, learned something. I thought that was it. It was my passion. I had worked in the cancer field as a PhD. I had been the director of an AIDS agency in my own hometown. Last chance I got to visit with my dad before he passed. So I've done a lot. But now I got this calling. Write a new story, Daniel. I didn't know what that was. But for the second time in my life, I quit what I was doing 18 or 20 years of teaching online to do this thing, empowering other people because of my gifted energy and vitality. It's made such a difference in my life. It's what I know about living life fully. I can only share what I know, not to convince anybody, but I can only, as a coach, for example, help people for things that I've had and gotten over. I don't give advice. I help people find their own answers. I'm getting a little off on a tangent here, but I'm also I'm also giving you an example of what it's like to share your living legacy, sharing my wisdom and my insights and the freedom I have and the desire to share that with people to encourage them as well. So if you want to put in the chat right now, something like just the number one or yes, I'm down for this. I hear you, Doc. Other things I'll just share from my own living legacy. I started out to be an MD doctor and ended up with a PhD. But in those early couple of years when I was in medical school, I went home to Pensacola, where my dad was a physician and he was well known. And because I was in medical school, they kind of took me under their wing. I delivered 2 babies there. I don't know who they are, where they are now. I wish I did. I was the director of radiation therapy for the National Cancer Institute. Got to travel around the world with radiation therapists whose mission is quality of life and they only treat cancer. And one of the things I've learned about what old age is like for me, I look back on it all, and a lot of it is, oh, now I understand what that was about. I don't blame anybody, not even my parents now. I'm totally responsible for who I am, where I am, and how I got here. Well, it was all a learning experience. But these are all part of my living legacy. I could be having this same conversation with my children and grandchildren, and I will. I've even written a children's book for adults as well as children for those grandparents who don't think their grandchildren want to know, and they do. The name of that book is The Adventures of Sammy Squirrel Finding Purpose in the Forest. It's a companion to my Living with Purpose book. But the forward in it is for you grandparents who think they don't want to know, who maybe for the first time or starting because of this, starting to think about creating a living legacy. Because the fact of the matter is, you're already doing it, but to be consciously aware, you'll be doing it more, and more people will be influenced by you because you'll be fulfilling your purpose. And we all have unique purposes, every one of us. whether you know it or not. And if you're not sure but you're interested or curious, contact me. I'll help you find it. Because one of the nice things about fulfilling your purpose is you get to be who you really are. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. A lot of that good stuff that you got conditioned by when you're growing up from parents and teachers and ministers, rabbis, and so on, you have the opportunity to let go of some of that because it's not working anymore. So that's just a little bit of what I'm sharing, my stories, my wisdom, my insights. Not the stuff I learned in school, not that. It's more like all of you, you're living your life. I don't know how old any of you are, but it doesn't matter. I wish you all the best of health and long life. And creating a living legacy, believe me, like gratitude, will contribute to not just longevity, you'll be healthier, you'll sleep better, and your relationships will be closer, and more people will be impacted long after you're gone. Isn't that great? And if you're not smiling already, for me, smile. It makes a difference. You use fewer muscles too, to smile. And God wanted it that way. God wanted it to be simple. And finally, at 86, I got it. I just have to show up, make people smile. It's part of my legacy. That's why when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is express my gratitude. And it's the little things. It's not a big deal. But I can assure you that if you adopt and get habits of expressing your gratitude, and there's a lot of ways to do that. That's the subject of another talk of mine. It will change your life. It's that powerful. And it's part of your living legacy to live longer, to sleep better, to lower your blood pressure, to have better relationships with your children and grandchildren. And to know by creating it, not just living it, because in a way you're already living it, whether you know it or not. It's going to be available and impact people long after you are gone. So, a little bit more about living with purpose, which is part of this whole deal. Think about these questions. First of all, purpose doesn't retire. It's always there. You've had it since you were born. And as your coach, I could help you find it if you don't know. You've all had callings that you've either heard or ignored. I'm in my fourth calling because I kept getting them, doing something, and then forgetting. God didn't forget me. So think about this. What brings you joy? What are the gifts that you are to your children and grandchildren? Your stories, your wisdom. And how do you bless others, whether they know it or not? Just by being present. There's something I want to read to you. That's part of what your takeaway is. I just want to see. I want to read this to you so I don't miss any. It's okay. This is my closing call to action. To begin your living legacy today. So let me leave you with this truth. You're not just taking up space. Your life is not finished. and neither is your importance or your impact. Your stories, your lessons, your laughter, your hard won wisdom, they matter more than you may realize. Somewhere in your family's future is a child or a grandchild who will need your voice, your perspective. Oh, I froze up. I'm frozen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm frozen. Am I going to get technical support or what? I don't know. You can't hear me. Hello? Oh dear. I'm not sure. Hello, what to do? Um, I am frozen. Melinda, I'm frozen. I'm frozen.
Okay.
I
We can.
can you hear me?
We cannot see you. We cannot see you.
You cannot see me
Yeah. We can hear you, but we cannot see you.
because I'm frozen.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
No.
I'm frozen. They can't hear me. And you
Yes.
can't see me.
You can see.
I'm frozen. Can you read the text underneath? Can you read this text underneath here? I'm frozen. I'm not moving. I need technical support.
What happened? What is the
I don't
issue?
know. I just froze. You cannot see me?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you.
You can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am frozen on the screen.
Okay. Can you refresh it? Refresh on the. Hello, Dr. Dan. Hello.
Yeah,
Can you please turn on your video? Hello.
it says my camera is not readable. I don't know what happened. I can't turn it on.
You can't do that.
I can't turn it on. It says camera is not readable. Please close any application and use the camera. The only application using my camera is this one, but
Can you please check your audio
I
response?
there's well, hold on one second. Oh, this is terrible. It's not. I don't know what else I can do. Um, my camera stopped working. I
Okay.
I've got questions in the chat.
Yes. Can I go ahead with? Can I ask you one question
Well,
from that?
but they can't hear me or see me.
Yeah. How can someone start creating their legacy today? This is the question from our audience.
Well, I've got questions. Should I just text message them or then?
Yes. If you want, I can share all the questions to your email address after this call. Maybe you have some technical glitch from your side, I guess so. Hello. Hi, Dr. Dan. Can you hear me? Hello. Dr. Dan, can you hear us? Hello, Dr. Dan. Dr. Dan, I think we are almost done with your session. Um, so we will email you the questions. Okay. So please do. Thank you so much, Dr. Dan. For we have a lot of respect that in this young age, you're uh, sharing your knowledge with us. You're so young. It's 86 years old. So, but still, you are sharing your knowledge with us and joining our day three virtual presentation. We are so honored that you are being a part of our speaker for this event. So, looking forward to hear more like this presentations for our future conferences as well. And I think Dr. Dawn has messaged, so he's apologizing for losing the camera. So, but he has sent you a very good message to the audience. Thank you so much, Dr. Dan, for joining this event and sharing your valuable, inspiring story and message to this platform. Thank you. And please do join our next session. And the next speaker is already in the lobby and he's waiting. She's waiting. Dr. Sharon, please join our next speaker session. Dr. Sharon. Thank you.
Shit.